Hello, good evening. Welcome to Urban Facts. I'm your host, Eamon Hotep, and it is Thursday, December 22nd, and we are out here in Philadelphia in this dreary weather. So, there's a lot going on today. Um, I normally do, a little bit of the news, what's happening in the area, but yesterday was a very special person's birthday for me, and it was my mom's birthday. She's the reason why we did we got Urban Facts due to the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation. So we'll talk about her a little bit and my aunt, and then we'll go right into interviewing our special guest. So let me just get a little screenshot of who we interviewing today. This young lady is definitely phenomenal. So we will be interviewing her right there. Miss Umi Santiago. She is a local hero in the Philadelphia area. So we'll, talk a little bit about my mom and my aunt, and then we'll jump right into interviewing Umi Santiago. So, yesterday was, as I mentioned, my mom's birthday. Uh, for those who don't know her, she is well known by the name Bonnie. That's what all her friends call her. That's Bonnie right there. So, um, as a kid, coming up, I'm from Tasker Projects. I'm not saying that like in a proud notion. But that's just where I'm from. Um, and uh, excuse me, she brought us up in a particular way in regards to knowing who we are as individuals, um, being family oriented, and definitely having a definite background in regards to culture and education. So, how can I say? I wasn't really prepared to talk about it. You would think I would know what to say. It's my mom. So like I said, yesterday was her birthday. I didn't want the day to go by without acknowledging her. And like I said, her name is Ethel Lee Zachary. She is the mother of two boys, Philip Mark Zachary, and myself, Eamon Hotep James Parker. So that's a picture of my mom and her friend. I would say that had to be late 50s, early 60s. Is that I guess they had some kind of a, you know, camera thing in some kind of department store or something like that. Like a Photoshop or something like that. So my mom was really into education. She taught me, my brother, about the importance of it. You really can't get through life without it. And she definitely was correct about that. This next young lady right here is my aunt, and her name is Shelva Jean Davidson, and we affectionately call her Mamie. She is the reason we have Mamie's House. So Mamie's House is a program that helps the community. I didn't think it was robbery to name it after her, since she always taught me to, help other individuals, bringing them into our home, feeding them. My aunt would give, somebody the shirt off her back, literally her whole outfit. So um, that's who Mamie is. So I appreciate both of them because they definitely was an impact on my life. They definitely taught me, you know, who I am as a person to help mold and cultivate me into the man that you see in front of you today. So I didn't want her birthday to pass. My brother's birthday was the 21st. My aunt's birthday was on the 19th. And like I said, I didn't want either one of these ladies' birthday to pass without me acknowledging it in some particular way. You know what I mean? So you always want to give reverence where reverence is due in regards to the people that have always been in your corner. And these two young ladies have definitely been in my corner since day one. I mean, they've been there since day one. You know what I mean? Since I was a kid. So I definitely love and appreciate them. And without them, we wouldn't have a FOD Zachary Foundation today. So, without further ado, we're going to bring on our guest that I just mentioned, Miss Umi Santiago. And like I said, Miss Santiago is a local hero. She saved the individual's life in front of a job, um, without even thinking about it. She seen a person in distress, shot right out there, and did what she had to do to aid this person. So, without further ado, I will be welcoming Miss Umi Santiago. Miss Santiago, how you doing today?
Hi,
All
I'm
right,
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How was your day?
My day's pretty
How was?
chill. Today was my day off, so slept in a little bit. Not much happened.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
So, before we get into your heroic act, tell us a little bit about your childhood. How did you come up as a
So I was born and raised here, North Philadelphia. Grew up in the church with my mom, my dad, my brothers. I'm the youngest of three. Um, yeah, it was a pretty normal childhood. Some rough patches along, but I feel like that's normal for everybody. But yeah, other than that, it was a pretty normal childhood for me.
um? So, as far as I don't want to get your nationality wrong. What's your nationality?
Oh, I'm Puerto Rican. My family's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
Hmm.
So, tell us a little bit about your culture. Tell us about how important it is to you as an individual.
So I born and raised here in United States. I don't really know. Well, I didn't really know much about stuff in Puerto Rico, but if I had any questions, I would just ask my mom and she'll let me know. But as far as the culture that I am familiar with, it's like it's pretty important to know like where you come from or where your ancestors are from so you can be like more up to date. Um but yeah, I would say it's pretty important. Like I wouldn't know what I would do without like my Puerto Rican food, like the music. Like it's something that's just like deep rooted. Like yeah.
So, with the food and the music, does that bring you, I would say, like closer to your culture, or is this something you just enjoy? Period.
I feel like both kind of, yeah. It makes you feel like you're like one with your family because I feel like in a lot of places it's like like when you make food and stuff, it's like you make it with love and like that love is like so important. some people like they find love in making food like that. So like it brings you together like a family. So I would say like stuff like that, like the music, the food, the culture, and all that. It just brings like it brings you together.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. It's sort of like
Mm-hmm.
I guess what they would call like soul food or something like that. Is, in the
Yeah,
black
sure.
culture.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about July 3rd. How'd your day start off that day?
I always say that was the most chaotic day of my life. Like it just happened so randomly. So I was just at work. It started off as a normal day. Um, Somebody was working that day. I think I was just helping out in random areas. They had me doing a little bit of everything that day. So somebody, she was on the register and she had to step out to take care of something personal really quick. So I was asked to take care of the register in the front. So I did that, and at some point somebody comes in and like, I hate to say it, but like there's somebody dead outside. So I look at my manager and I'm like, I'm gonna go check what's going on real quick. So I go and I look and I see the guy and he's face down in the dirt, barely breathing. And that coworker that I was talking about, she was off to the side. I guess she had finished what she was doing. She was gonna come in a couple like of minutes or whatever. So I look at her and I'm like, should I call 911? And she's like, yeah. So I call, and the lady on the phone, she's like asking me a bunch of questions. Like her main, like I was just so irritated at the fact that her main focus was, is he black? Like, what's his nationality? I'm like, I don't know. His face is in the dirt. I can't see him. Like, so it was so random. I was so irritated. So then this guy, like I feel like everything happened so fast. I don't really know everything that happened, but there was this guy that just happened to be there. So while I'm on the phone with the lady, he just like turns him on his back, and I'm just like, I guess he's Latino. And she was like, oh, but like, is he? I'm like, stop asking me if he's black. I don't know. So then she just tells me, like, she's like, is he breathing? I'm like, he's breathing, but like barely. It seems like he's taking a breath every couple of seconds.
Right.
So she's like, all right, so I'm gonna need you to let me know whenever he takes a breath. Whenever he takes a breath, just say now. So I did that, and then out of nowhere, I look around me and there's like a whole crowd of people, and I don't even know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, since his breathing is inconsistent, I'm gonna need you to start compressions. And I don't know, it was so weird. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I just started, and she's explaining to me how to do it over the phone. And I'm just like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm cool. I'm in my Grey's Anatomy era. Like, like just I didn't even think about I didn't even think about how anxious I was until after everything happened. So
uh,
yeah. So then she has me doing compressions on this guy, and I keep going, and she's like, is he breathing now? I'm like, he's not even waking up. Like, I don't even know what's going on. So then
right.
out of nowhere, as I'm doing compressions, oh, mind you, while all of this is happening, I got people cheering me on. I got people cheering the guy on. They're like, come on, you gotta live. You can do this. I'm like, okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
then out of nowhere, this guy just pulls me off of him. And I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, stop doing all that. You're doing too much. I'm like, I'm just doing what the lady told me to do on the phone. And he's like, they don't know what they're doing. So then he doesn't let me go back. I'm like, lady, this guy just pulled me off of this man. He's not letting me do compressions anymore. She's like, is he a
Right.
paramedic? I'm like, the paramedics aren't even here yet. So then the guy just starts rubbing on his chest. And I'm just like, you're doing nothing. Like, you're literally not doing anything. I don't know what this whole drama was for. So then paramedics show up. I was irritated again because I was over here trying to tell the paramedic everything that happened, like what I know so far since before they got here. And he just ignored me completely. He was like, all right, get out of my way. I need to work. I'm like, okay. So I
Okay.
just went back to work. I went back to work.
Mm. Did you take CPR classes at all? Like, how'd you know to do the, I guess, Grey's Anatomy helped you out?
In my high school, when I was in high school, like our school, they gave us majors. So the major that I chose was health science. So even though
Right.
they didn't give us like a certificate, like they let us practice CPR on the mannequins. And then
Right.
one time a couple years ago, at church, I used to work with the kids at church, and there was like, all right, so it would be a good idea if all of the people who are working with the children had a certificate for CPR. So I was certified for a little bit, so I remembered.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about your about your act of bravery that day? Like, is that something that you normally do, or is it just came kind of
No,
unexpected? I would say.
like I'm really still surprised that I like just like started compressions like when she told me with no hesitation. Like that caught me by surprise.
Right.
Um, I always thought that if I ever had to use like whatever knowledge I had for CPR, like it was because I was gonna freeze or something. But I guess everything happens for a reason. For me, I was just all the anxiety hit me afterward. Like once I got home and I really got to think about it, like that's when everything hit me and I got like emotional and I'm like crying. My best friend, she's a nursing major at Penn State. So I'm
Right.
over here like talking to her. I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't know. She's like, I mean, you followed directions. You did good. Like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm just like, I really feel like I did nothing. Because as soon as the paramedics came, I was over here pounding on this man's chest for like 20 minutes. But as soon as the paramedics came, he stuck a knuckle in his chest and he woke up, no problem. And I'm just like, I feel like I
Oh
didn't do
no.
anything. So, yeah, I was just very conflicted. I didn't know what emotions to feel about anything. But yeah, speaking to you guys and other people that I thought about this eventually, it's like now I understand like everything happens for a reason. I was supposed to be there at that moment.
Right. 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 Um.
Hmm.
Well, definitely we we appreciate your your heroic act. I'm pretty sure the guy that you helped save his life.
Hmm.
I'm sure he appreciates it. You said he came in the next day or something like that.
He came in the
Did he
same
come?
day, like maybe a couple hours later, but I haven't seen him again since then.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so that's a picture of one of my staff members and Umi. We gave her the our of community service. And like I said, you definitely like what you did was way beyond the act of community service. You participated in saving somebody's life, and I
Mm,
didn't. I thought that giving you just the award wasn't enough. So we wanted to. We partnered with Scoogies. That's an Italian restaurant. You know,
mm,
I'm not sure if you went there to eat yet. We gave you a gift certificate there, and we also partnered with the movie tavern, and they gave you some free movie passes. I just wanted you to feel appreciated for what you
mm,
did. Because sometimes people can do things in the community,
mm,
and it'll just go past like it was nothing to it. They won't be recognized about it or anything. And I didn't want that to be that to be the same
mm.
fate. So, well, did you go to school, GJ?
Yeah, and I really appreciated that. No, I didn't, and I'm gonna use the movie stuff as soon as that Whitney
Right.
Houston movie comes out. I already got a plan to go with my brother next week. So yeah, we're gonna watch that. Maybe I'll let him eat with me. I haven't decided yet, but yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, I forgot they had that with the Houston movie coming up. So, besides us giving you this award, how has this act of heroism changed your life?
um, it really nothing much has changed, to be honest. I wouldn't have even gotten the recognition for what happened if it hadn't been for your staff member. She was the only one who actually cared, to be honest, because even at my job I tried to speak about it and they're like, all right, we get it, go back to work. So Yeah. So nothing's really different. It's the same. Only
Well,
different
I
is
don't
like
want
my
you to.
mindset because yeah.
Well, that's something different. Tell us about your mindset then.
Oh, just because I wasn't prepared for the anxiety that came afterward. Because before, like when I was still in high school, like didn't like I couldn't really decide on what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to do too much. I didn't know if I wanted to do something with music, if I wanted to work with kids, because I love working with kids once ever since I started doing that in the church. And I also didn't know if I wanted to do something medical, because I always like the idea of like helping people. And after that happened, I'm like, I can't deal with the anxiety that comes afterward. Like that's too much for me. So I think I'm gonna go somewhere else with my life. But yeah, and also since then, as like my actual mindset on the way I think about things, like I really learned like a lot of things. A lot of things that happened, they happened for a reason. Like I didn't really, because everybody can say that to you and they could like tell you like till they're blue in the face, but like I feel like you don't really understand it until like you can actually like something happens and you actually have to realize like, yeah, like this happened for a reason.
Yeah, because that was definitely a big deal. I mean, who's to
Mm-hmm.
say he wasn't there? You know, that guy's funeral could have been, within a couple of, well,
Yeah.
that was in July, so
Mm-hmm.
somebody could plan his funeral, or whatever, like that. And I didn't realize how much time had passed
Mm-hmm.
in regards to what was happening. Well, in regards to us recognizing you, and like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want it to be you just got the award and then that was it. Because I felt as though that you deserved more than just the award. Like I said, we wanted to give you
Yeah.
some things that that you could use. That's
Mm-hmm.
why we gave you movie tickets and the gift card to Scoogies. Um, I mean, so what was the reaction with your mom? What did they say when you told them about it?
I feel after it happened, like I was just so anxious. I really didn't tell anybody. Like immediately after it happened, I only told my best friend just because like she's a nurse, and I just casually texted her. I just did CPR for the first time. She's like, pause. Details. Um, and then after that, I told somebody from the church, just because she so happened to call me while I was on my lunch break one day, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah, so this happened, and I can't remember when I told my mom. I don't know if I told her the same day, and she's just like, oh, I really like, it was so long ago. I really don't even remember what her reaction was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I told her again. I guess I reminded her the day that you sent me that message letting me know that I was going to be receiving an award the next day, and I'm just like, okay, so anxiety is rushing in again. I forgot all about it. Yeah. So I mean, I guess they're proud. They told me they're proud of me. So
Yeah, well, I'm definitely proud of you. The organization.
thank you.
Um, um, we're definitely going to have you on for an event. Well, we want to invite you to an event that we have in the summertime. So we're
Okay.
planning it now. It's a youth conference.
Mm,
So I want you to come out and speak to the youth in regards to you saving this gentleman's life. Um, because I want the youth to see them doing more things than just like the killings that's happening in the city, like the drug
mm-hmm.
dealing and things like that. I mean, that's not the only thing that youth do in Philadelphia. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you do have some youth that's out here,
Yeah.
to change and going to college, and individuals like yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want that day to go by without somebody saying, "Umi, you did a good job." So you definitely did a good job. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And um, like I was saying before, I brought you on. My mom, she would always tell me that you have to be close with your family and you know be a good be a good person. Whatever it is that you're doing, you make sure that you be the best at it. And when we started this organization, it was it's still kind of it's still grassroots, but we uh we definitely make sure that we recognize individuals for the outstanding accomplishments that they do. You know what I mean? So I didn't want your deed to go by as if it was just another day at McDonald's because it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, I never put. Well, I did the questions before we gave you the award. So how'd you feel when you found out you was getting the award?
Um, as I said earlier, it was like I literally had forgotten all about it until you called me and said, "Oh, we want to interview you," and I'm just like, "Okay, cool." And then I was like, "Wait a minute." Then all the anxiety from that same day and like that rush was like it came back. So, I was a little nervous leading up to it, and then I guess I felt a little proud of myself after I got the award. And everybody, it was real funny because everybody that didn't want to hear it when I was trying to talk about it, they was like, "Oh my god, like I'm so proud of you. You did well." And they're like speaking to my parents, like, "You should be so proud." I'm like, "Should they?" Yeah. So yeah, I'm just like, y'all, it's giving fake right now, but it's okay. It's okay. I was proud of myself. I did it. But yeah, it was, I guess, felt pretty good about myself, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Like I said, I just wanted you to feel honored, special. You did a
Mhm.
great thing. Um, and I wanted to, bring you on so people can see and hear, the story from you firsthand. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, Now we service, inner city youth and the urban
Mhm.
community. That's the same thing. But that doesn't mean that we just recognize black people. We recognize everybody because in this
Mhm.
day and age, everybody is part of the inner city. I mean, you can walk from your job to probably Broad Street, and you'll see a diversity of people. From Asian
Mhm.
to black to white to Puerto Rican to Hispanic. You know what I mean? And everybody out there needs help. And like you said,
Yeah.
when you called the dispatcher, she was so worried about if the person was African American, like that's not a concern. Let's just
Like,
save this
yeah, that had
person's
nothing to do
life.
with anything.
Right.
Right.
Let's save this person's life and so he can go home with with his loved ones or whatever like that day.
Mhm.
You know. So you did a outstanding job. Um I'd love to have you back on if anything other accomplishments that you may do, or you got some things going on. If you just want to share some wisdom with the youth, I'd love to have you back
Mhm.
on. And I'm definitely proud of you. Good job.
Thank you.
You got any what encouraging words would you have for today's youth?
Um, I would say listen to your gut, I guess. It's like I feel like our own intuition is like really good. Like our intuition is there for a reason. So if you feel like you should do something or if you shouldn't do something, then go for it. Also, this is advice that I need to take. I need to take my own advice. But yeah, trust your gut, trust your intuition. You can do anything you set your mind to. That's also stuff that I need to listen to. Um, it's hard sometimes, but yeah, we got it.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned in with the show. We got some information coming up in regards to some events we have going on. And thank you again, Miss Santiago. And definitely thank you for being a local hero.
Appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
So that was Umi Santiago, local hero. So we have a youth focus group coming up, and the focus group is in regards to effective parenting, so the parents can see from the perspective of the youth, you know, if they're doing a good job or not. The focus group is, I believe, is January 21st. I'm gonna try to find the flyer there for it so I can put it up so you guys can get the information. And I'll be talking with youth on this show about different conversations, different topics, topics such as, excuse me, should you be in should a child be in adults conversation, you know, how they feel about the performance of their parents, should children and parents be friends, things like that. Because here we really want the community as a whole to do better behind these youth. There's too many youth out here getting murdered, being killed, and it's not enough parents saying, "Hey, like this isn't the way to be doing things." I'm not trying to say that everybody should be like Umi, you know, jumping to save somebody's life, if that's the case, you know what I mean? But they shouldn't be out there taking somebody's life. You know what I mean? And I felt there was no robbery to bring that young lady on here to share her experience, how she saved somebody's life. You know what I mean? So, um, sometimes you get to a point where you just don't want to hear about all the bad things that's happening. You want to hear about, some of the good things that's happening, going on with your life and things like that. So, um, I'm gonna share a little presentation that my kids did for my mom uh, back in the day. So I would say around like 2004, we did a documentary in regards to my mom and my aunt, and we called it Lily's Flowers. So I'm gonna play a brief segment from Lily's Flowers. This is a piece from my daughter. Let's see if I can pull it up here. 2010. She just corrected me. So let me see if I can get this. I don't think I'll be able to do it. For some reason. Oh, there it is right there. All right, so that's Amaya, and we're going to hear what she had to say about her grandmother.
Beatings were hurt more because Daddy told us that.
Your dad told you that?
Yes.
What else did he tell you?
And I will have a better life.
You have a better life?
And I will be able to have family reunion time, and I will be able to have another 2 grandmothers instead of one, and I will be able to have my whole family tree together and all of my family together.
Okay.
Beatings were hurt.
All right. So at that time, we were doing, like I said, a documentary, and we wanted to honor my mom and my aunt. Amaya was just speaking about how her life would have been different, if excuse me, if my mom would, was still around. Beans would hurt more. Yeah, I guess so. But see, the purpose of me naming this foundation after her is that she still is helping other people's kids. Since we started this, foundation has given out approximately about 10 laptops. And these was, Windows laptops. So it wasn't them little cheap Chrome things or whatever like that. We've given out 15 Scholar of the Month awards. So the Scholar of the Month goes to children, well, students in schools that have a GPA of 2.8 or higher, and they do something in the community or they're involved in some type of extracurricular activity. The award was actually imaged after my daughter, the oldest one, and at the time she had a pretty high GPA. She was volunteering at this nonprofit, that supported black girls, and we used that critique in regards to how we would select the youth. So we got 15 of those. We've given out the award that Umi got was the Huduma Bora Award, and that's for excellent customer service. Well, let me correct that. When we first gave out the award, it went out to a young lady named Bahia Kane. She was an employee at a Wawa, and it was for excellent customer service. Excuse me. Um, the next individual also worked at Wawa, and she got the award. The individual after that was a police officer, and he got the award also, for excellent customer service. Then we changed the game with the whole award because the next individual, she went above and beyond customer service. We honored the late Ladiva Davis with our Huduma Bora Award for excellent community service. Ms. Davis was in the school district for 30 plus years, teaching youth how to dance, creative arts. She had her own TV show. She brought the children of Kappa together during, Thanksgiving Day parade time. Them children performed during the parade. It was a wonderful experience. And I have to thank my middle daughter, Amani, for giving me that opportunity to meet Miss Davis so we can honor her. So, that's how that award came about. Been giving out awards to parents. We've had a youth conference, summit. Well, we got a conference coming up. We had a summit in the summer that just passed. So my mom's done a lot of things, since she hasn't been here. And I want her legacy to continue along with my aunt. You know what I mean? So the one important thing about culture is never forgetting about the people that helped you to get to where you are. And I think sometimes people don't realize that, or they don't, give the people, how can I say, their roses like while they're still here. You know what I mean? And I never really got a chance to, like really celebrate my mom when she was here. I did things like, a normal person would do, get her something for her birthday or, Mother's Day and things like that. But it's rare. I don't want to say rare, but I guess it was rare in my family. It's rare that for me that we take this whole organization and we name it after uh, a young girl from Philadelphia. That's her and her friend right there. And this individual, her name helps individuals to excel greater in life. You know what I mean? To have more of a better purpose in life. You know what I mean? To want to have something out of life. You understand what I'm saying? And those things are key in families, period. You know, when you have kids, you want to teach these kids how to be more effective as a person, you know, how to respect others, how to, you know, strive for education, you know, how to be more productive in life, you know, not just sitting around doing God knows what, you know, doing God knows what, you know, hanging out on the corner with your friends and all this other mess. You know what I mean? So I thank my mom for inspiring me to do this. And how she inspired me is that I remember one day we was in the kitchen and she would say, you know, whatever you do, you know, you make sure you get a good education. And I had to be like maybe like 10, between like 10 and 13. So between like 10 and 13, you from the projects, I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. I really was. So, um, you know, I didn't take too much heed to it, but that's what she said. And she would always encourage me to you know, have a good relationship with my family. You know what I mean? So, you know, family is part of it, you know, part of your culture. You know what I mean? So to have a good relationship with your family is just a, you know, a twinkling of having a good relationship with your culture, because your family is supposed to teach you, you know, about your culture. You know, my children know about individuals from their history, you know, such as Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, Nat Turner, you know what I mean, Carter G. Woodson, you know, that's the father of Black history, you know, because I want to educate them on with their, you know, the individuals you know, and about their culture. You know, my oldest daughter, she wants to be a Supreme Court justice. The next daughter, she wants to have her own production company. You know, she wants to be a philanthropist and, you know, help people. You know what I mean? And the youngest one, she wants to be a director of movies. You know what I mean? And these kids are, you know, not even adults and they already got their life planned out ahead of them. You know what I mean? I remember Amani was telling me, like, well, Dad, when I get out of college and I start this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And Amani at the time was like, I think she was like 15. At 15, I was like, I wonder if I'm going to pass 10th grade. You know what I mean? So this child, you know, due to, you know, me and her mom, you know, got her whole life planned out at 15. You know what I mean? Some of us at 45 ain't even got our life planned out. Amani is on the go. So, um, let me see if I ain't skipping anything before I try to let y'all go. Let me see here. Oh, so next week we'll be interviewing my god sister, Miss Shayna Rudd. She is the artistic director of the Legends House. So she'll be on the, you know, she'll grace the show with her appearance. And the topic of the show will be youth culture and dance. You know, so Shayna will come on and, you know, she'll be talking about the importance of arts for youth and, you know, how that can better help them within the community. I mean, you might not like dance, maybe you might like to sing or you might like to play an instrument, but let's do something besides killing each other out on the streets. So that's what we'll be, you know, talking with Shayna about. Also, we also don't close the show out without recognizing the youth for their birthday. So here's the youth we're recognizing. His name is Cyril Williams. Cyril's birthday was December 20th. He turned 12 years old. Like I, you know, the individual asked me, and I'll probably tell this story all the time. What do these kids get for posting, for allowing you to post their birthday on your show? They get the opportunity to have me post their birthday on my show. And for a youth, like that's big for them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes some of these kids don't even get recognition from their own parents. So now I'm giving these kids the opportunity to have their birthday celebrated over and over again. Because all you gotta do is just go to the Facebook, our YouTube channel, and you click on the show, and it's Happy Birthday Surreal Williams all over again. You know what I mean? So that's what they get. They get the opportunity to be recognized by an organization that helps you. And we love these kids. You know what I mean? I couldn't even tell you, I do all kinds of things. We had a toy drive. We had a toy drive on the 15th. We gave out over 100 toys, I think it was, to the local inner city youth. And like I said, we're having a youth focus group on the 21st. So we got a lot of things going on, and hopefully, with God's grace, He'll keep us moving forward. So we're gonna wrap up a little early, and that'll be it for me. I appreciate you guys for faithfully coming in and supporting the show. If you guys ever feel as though you guys want to donate to our cause, that's our Cash App. It's ELZ, well, $ELZFDN. And, you put in the subject line donation, and, we'll get the proper paperwork out to you in regards to your donation to the foundation. I thank you guys so much. It really means a lot that you guys come out. Well, hold on, one more thing before I let y'all go. Also, we have a parenting group. So it's the ELZ Parenting Forum, and that's on Facebook. We put a lot of information out there because the most important thing that we have to that I have to realize is that we're helping these youth. We have to help the parents that may not know how to be good parents. I ain't saying that all parents in the city is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some of them need help. And this is a group that offers help to parents. Parents come on there, they give suggestions. And some parents come on there and they listen to them suggestions. And some parents just come on there and look. So however you want to do it. So this time I'm really out. I thank you guys. You guys enjoy your night. And God bless.